In a traditional maximum security prison, inmates move in groups, meals are communal, yard time may involve interaction, programming and education exist. Maximum security is structured control. But in Fremont County, Colorado, Supermax prison is isolation control. No communal dining, no shared recreation, minimal human contact. It's engineered separation. This is Hold My Sweet Tea. Hello, I'm Holly.
And I'm Pearl.
And we're not the British.
No.
But we have been watching Bridgerton.
We've watched a ton of Bridgerton.
Yes.
And then I watched Queen Charlotte.
And I told her you were going to bawl at the end of Queen Charlotte.
Yeah.
And she did.
And I did. Damn it.
It was so good.
It really was.
But yes, Bridgerton, love it. Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the next season now.
Lots of nakedness.
Yeah.
Lord Jesus.
Not as much nakedness, I think, as the first season. They've kind of toned down the nakedness a little bit, but yeah, there's still some nakedness.
Yeah. See a lot of men butts.
Yeah, there's a lot of butts.
Dudes, booties.
Yeah.
Booty dudes. I guess they're like catering to the chicks these days.
They're like, look at these Bridgerton asses.
Right.
Look at them.
I mean, I do watch it by myself.
Right.
Most of the time.
Same.
So, yeah. I don't think any of the guys in the world really want to watch Bridgerton.
Right. No, I don't think so.
So, I guess it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We're not seeing a ton of stuff except for dudes' butts.
Yeah. But I like the TikTok videos of people like doing the little dance with the deer.
Yeah.
Thing. If you watched it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I know, and I always giggle when I hear like certain songs when they're in there playing instruments in the balls and stuff like that, and I laugh and I'm like, go ahead, Alicia Keys in the 1800s.
Right. I'm like, woo-woo. Got some Taylor Swift up in there. Got some Bruno Mars, I think was one. Yeah, there's like, I love it.
It's fun.
I like how I
can't even remember what song, but there was a song from the 80s that was in there, and one of them, and I was like, oh, check it out. Yeah. I start singing it in my head.
And I like how they do that. They'll mix in elements like that with the, the Bridgerton style and all that stuff. I want to go like be on the ton.
Right. When is someone having a Bridgerton themed ball that I can go to?
Right. Absolutely need one of those.
I would have so much fun.
I mean, we already looked up dresses on...
We can stag.
Right. We can stag. Like, we looked up dresses on Amazon already.
Yeah. So if you're about to have a Bridgerton ball...
And you live nearby...
Please send us an invitation.
Absolutely.
Send your little guy in a carriage.
Yes.
Bring me my invitation on a plate.
I will bring little tea sandwiches and we can eat them with our pinkies up.
Make sure you provide dance cards.
Yes, dance card. Oh my God. That's so awesome. Put your name on my dance card.
A good little area to promenade.
Yes. Absolutely.
No, but literally, yeah. It's always fun to watch something like that kind of transport you to somewhere else.
Yeah. It's romanticizing your life.
That's why I like reading too. But I don't read anything even near what I want. Like
either.
I don't near watch anything. I'm like Bridgerton. I don't read it. I don't read it.
No. My last read was dark psychology and mind manipulation. But it was like an interesting read though.
Yeah.
Not because I want to be Megamind, but because I want to know if somebody's doing that to me.
Yeah, I read a lot of psychological thrillers. So,
same.
Yeah. That's where I'm at.
Do the same thing. And the mind control thing, like, it's really interesting because watching a lot of true crime stuff and you see how the police present their questioning and how, they get in there and they're really nice at first and they get to know you and they get you to talking, and then the way they present that's kind of what this is, like how this is. So you learn those techniques and you can see if somebody's doing it back to you. So you'll know.
Holly's preparing.
I'm preparing. No. No, but I think it's interesting, and I've always wanted to like take a psychology class and like investigations and all that stuff. So it's within the true crime genre.
Yeah, it's sticking to what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to listen to a variety of other things, but I literally just always end up back in the psychological thrillers or anything Stephen King.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Any horror stuff. And
the scarier, the better.
Yeah.
The weirder, unexplained stuff. Love it. That's my thing. I keep seeing, and I don't know why, Facebook keeps suggesting all these books that are like that dark, sinister romance. And I'm like...
dark smut.
I don't want to read it.
Yeah.
It looks lovely. I don't want to read it.
I don't know. I kind of like smut a little bit. I'll read some, but the darker smut is better, I think. I don't want the lovey-dovey smut.
My daughter reads some of the... dark smut, and she'll tell me about it, and I'm like, ugh.
Right?
Oh my God.
Well, I mean,
But it's like why I don't listen. I'm just like uninterested.
Yeah. I mean, we started back in the day with Anne Rice and her Sleeping Beauty series. That was like smut introduction right there.
And that was bad, but like some of this stuff now is like on the verge of whoever wrote this is probably abusing animals.
Oh my God.
That's why I'm like, that's a little too much.
Yeah, it's a little too much.
So I just steer clear of it to be safe. I'm just like, meh. Because the next thing you know, I'm reading something about somebody loving a sheep, and I'm like, no!
No!
Delete.
Absolutely not.
Delete. I'm sorry.
Well, we're going from smut to prison.
Smut to prison. Lots of smut gets read in prison,
I'm sure. I'm sure a lot of smut gets done in prison.
Right.
And, you have these, like, hardened criminals that are running cartels and gangs and drugs and all this stuff from prison.
You mean they're still doing the same crimes they did out of prison while they're in prison?
Yes.
Fun times.
So they get sent to America's Supermax prison. And a lot of people don't even know this prison exists. And I know we're traveling out of the South a little bit, but we're going to Fremont County, Colorado. It is the ADX Florence Supermax prison.
That sounds like a robot.
Yes, it does. So we're going to do a little exercise in psychology right now. So if you're listening, unless you're driving, don't close your eyes. But close your eyes. Clear your mind. So we're going to imagine a room 7 feet wide, 12 feet long, concrete floor, concrete bed, concrete walls. There is a narrow 4-inch slit in the wall where light enters, but you can't see the world through it. Only sky. You wake up here, you eat here, you sit here, and you think here. 23 hours a day. No one touches you. No one sits across from you. No one laughs. No one says your name for years. Crazy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So psychologists say that the human brain, of course, is wired for connection, not preference wiring. Like minor neurons fire when we see other faces. Even though we don't want to be around people sometimes, like you still kind of need a little bit of human interaction, I guess, to really get your system going.
Can I live on the minimum?
Yes. I too will live on the minimum. So our nervous systems regulate through proximity. We borrow calm from one another. We also get rage and anxiety from one another because, if you can't regulate your emotions.
That's why there is a such thing as mass hysteria.
Yes. So if you think about that and then remove faces, remove eye contact, conversation, and leave only thought. That is what it's like being in ADX Supermax prison. One of the former Supermax inmates wrote, after a while, you don't just feel alone, you feel erased.
It's like the nothingness.
Yeah. And
consumes
it's quiet because most of the rooms, because they're solid concrete and there is a steel door, most of the rooms are very silent. And I don't know about you, but silence hurts my ears. I have to have like some kind of noise going because it does like affect my brain when everything is quiet. I need a distraction going on so I can do the other thing that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like watching one of your favorite TV shows while you're doing something, writing out podcasts or whatever. I can hear that going, but it's not engaging my mind. It's just a noise, a white noise or a green noise or a brown noise, whatever kind of noise you have going on. So, like, this is not an exaggeration. Research into prolonged isolation shows measurable neurological changes. The amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, can become hyperactive. The prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for like reasoning and emotional regulation, can show stress-related dysfunction. So without social cues, the brain begins automatically like scanning for danger in nothing. So you're just like, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Some inmates reported hearing whispers, footsteps, voices, but your brain is trying to reach out and like grab some kind of sound or something, like any little thing that is heard. One man described it like this: you start talking to yourself, then you start answering. Time just dissolves. There, you have no clock. You have no concept of time. You have this tiny little slit.
That's what I was going to say. You have no idea what day it is. Mm-mm. Like you
forget what year it is. Like you have no idea.
You just exist.
So when the
barely.
And when your brain is deprived of stimulation, it still doesn't power down. It like amplifies. So in the mountains of Colorado, like I said, there's a prison built entirely around this model. And for some of the most dangerous and notorious inmates in America, this is their final home. This is where they go. Some go there and get, I guess, to a point where they can let them go back into a regular society like type prison. But these are the people who don't ever need to be anywhere else but there. So this prison opened in 1995. Like I said, it's in Florence, which is in Fremont County, Colorado. It's officially named the United States Penitentiary Administrative Maximum Facility, but most people just call it ADX.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Alcatraz of the Rockies.
I'm like the never-ending story over here in my brain because I said the nothingness.
Yeah, the
but that's
nothingness. Yeah, that's what it pretty much is.
The nothingness consumes the prison.
Mm-hmm. So this prison, the reason it was built after a crisis in 1983 at the federal penitentiary in Marion, Illinois. 2 correctional officers were murdered in separate incidents by inmates. The Bureau of Prison reevaluated like everything. How do you contain individuals who are too violent for maximum security? Like you're at a max security prison and they're still too violent.
So that's why Supermax comes about.
Right. They're like too influential to stop leading gangs from behind bars, too high profile to risk escape. So the answer became a new kind of prison. And that's where Supermax was born. It was designed from the ground up around isolation. So not like group management or communal containment, like strict isolation. And even when they get out for the like 1 hour, if they've behaved and I don't see how they can see that they didn't behave because they're locked in the cell unless there's like a camera in the corner or whatever. But literally, what can they do? They have a concrete bed. There's a stainless steel sink toilet combo in there, and there's like a little concrete stool, so they can't move anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if they're allowed to have like books or any other type of stimulation. It's just...
It sounds like a lot of sleeping and wasting away.
Yeah, pretty much. And your mind wastes away.
Well, your body too.
And
because I can't imagine. I would have to think that they're probably exercising a lot.
Yeah, and then you're in a 7 foot by 12 foot cell. So
I don't know if I want a psycho dude like constantly working out.
Right. He's like, I'm getting buff in here.
I can't do anything else. I got to do something to get my, the serotonin pumping something. I'm just like,
And then like their meals get passed through the little slot in the door. They don't get silverware or anything. They have to eat with their hands. And it's on a like thick plastic tray, I guess, that they can't really break. If permitted, they do get recreation, and it's in a like small enclosed concrete pen. So there is like bars at the top where they can see the sky, but you don't get to see a mountain. You don't get to see a tree. Maybe a bird flies across there occasionally, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's a bird. I saw a bird. But they refer to that as a dog run. You're still handcuffed. You're still chained to like a dog run, how that is. So you basically get in there, I guess, and just like pace and walk just to get your steps in, because you can't really walk a lot in 12 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, you can back and forth, but like this will give them something to like stretch their legs and get some fresh air in at least for an hour a day. I'd be like, I still got 2 minutes.
Some fresh air.
Right.
It's not even fresh.
Right. But there's no group like yard. There's no communal dining, no shared programming. There's no contact with any other inmate. So I guess,
like they're showering or anything like that, it's all they're by themselves.
Yep. That's it. They take them out. They're like, here's your time. You do this. You get to go in there, and then you go back into your hole. Yeah, pretty much. And that becomes your world. But do you feel sorry, or do you go, you put yourself in that situation? But then also, is it like there have been groups that are, saying that this is torture and it's inhumane to put somebody in this situation. It's worse than, the way people treat animals. But
is it?
Right. You were put in this situation because you put yourself here, and then you were in a maximum security prison, but you killed people behind bars. You still did, ran a drug ring in a gang and all that stuff. So
what are they supposed to do with you, really?
Yeah.
And my thing is they obviously don't have a concern for other people and their welfare.
Right.
And whether or not what you just did to them was inhumane. So
right.
I'm kind of like, if you're that bad, you asked for this because you know it. You know what the next step is.
Right. And it's not just like emotional deprivation; it's neurological stress. And one doctor, Dr. Stuart Grayson, a psychiatrist who studied solitary confinement extensively, documented a cluster of symptoms in isolated inmates. So there was like perceptual distortions, panic attacks, hypersensitivity to sound. I get that. That's my thing. Obsessive rumination and hallucinations. And this became informally known as SHU syndrome. So it like triggers that and
SHU.
Yeah. SHU. SHU syndrome.
SHU. You got a syndrome.
So. Right.
Oh my goodness.
So without normal social signals, because I mean, I'm sure at that point you have to put your hands behind your back through the little hole in where your food comes out, get handcuffed, they take you out. I mean, that's your interaction for the day. Maybe the prison guard who's taking you to the dog run or taking you to the shower, if he chooses to speak with you, that's your only...
Yeah, your only communication with anyone besides yourself.
Right, and your only contact is them, like, putting the handcuffs on you or holding your arm or something. So that's rough. It is. But you put yourself there. I'm just saying.
I wonder, like, how delusional someone or anyone of them have actually gotten. Like,
yeah, because I mean, you start doubting your own thoughts, your memories.
Like how many of them revert to like that childhood thing where you have like imaginary friends?
Yeah.
And stuff. Like, yeah.
So in this prison, this is where the, cartel king himself, El Chapo, is.
Oof.
So even though, like, he escaped twice from, like, regular, prisons that are not supermax, but, like, maximum security prisons, he was still running drugs and his cartel and all that. So after the second time he escaped, they were like, there's not going to be another one.
Right.
Like, this is where you go.
Now you go to Alone Town.
So I look at it as it's, I think, one step before Guantanamo Bay, because it's pretty much, an isolation torture over here. When you go to Guantanamo Bay, you're really going to get tortured.
You're torture.
Right. And this is also where Ramzi Youssef is housed. He was the mastermind behind the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. So this is where 6 people were killed, more than 1,000 were injured. His goal was catastrophic structural collapse. He was captured in Pakistan in 1995 and sentenced to life in prison in the United States. He didn't go there at first, but eventually he was transferred to ADX Florence. Youssef was not impulsive. He was calculated and strategic and, meticulous. And he wanted to hurt a lot of people. So now he has no network, no followers, no audience, just concrete and silence.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure he is.
Yeah, exactly. The Oklahoma City bomber, Ted Kaczynski. the let's see, what is his other name? The shoe bomber, and there was an underwear bomber too. They like sewed it into their clothing, and one of them had it in his shoes. So these are people that have killed mass people because of their actions.
Do you say the Boston Marathon bomber guy is also out there?
Yep, he is also in there as well. So ADX has faced lawsuits challenging its conditions. Some inmates have argued that prolonged solitary confinement constitute cruel and unusual punishment under the Eighth Amendment. In court filings, one prisoner described long-term isolation as a slow psychological unraveling. Another wrote, "Solitary confinement is a tomb. You are buried alive." Human rights advocates argue that years of near total isolation can worsen mental illness. Well, I mean, some of these are serving.
Do you not think they were already mentally ill with the things they've pulled?
Right. Some of these are like, oh, you have 15 counts of life in prison. Like, you're not going anywhere. What are you going to do? At that point, I'd be like, please give me
an amusement park?
Right. I'm like, I would be like, just please kill me. Like, give me the death penalty at that point.
Yeah.
So, like, which is worse? The death penalty or
this?
Yeah. Solitary confinement in a tomb.
That would be a great one for you guys to tell us.
But these are individuals who killed inside prison. They coordinated violence behind bars. They're a high-risk national security threat. So it's important
they're kept under wraps.
Like, you really can't have sympathy for monsters like that at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Sympathy for the devil.
Right.
Yeah. No. Not today.
Not today. And I don't know, something about like being in this prison and it's in Colorado, like it's kind of like out in the deserty, area and stuff. So there's really nothing around there.
Yeah.
So you don't even get any, I mean, maybe occasionally if you're out in the yard, an airplane or something you can hear or something like that, but you don't hear anything even outside.
Two, it's not going to fly over that because that's like restricted airspace. They go around on purpose. Nothing's supposed to fly over any sort of prison.
And you're surrounded by like the Rocky Mountains, so you don't even get,
Which is funny because right now they actually have some drone detection antennas that are being made and sold to prisons and stuff like that. And that's
good
because people are literally flying drones over prison yards and dropping stuff in
dropping drugs and
cell
contraband, guns,
like
whatever.
All that stuff. I'm like, y'all crazy, quit it.
That happened here not too long ago, and they were like dropping freaking groceries and stuff and food. I'm like,
what's wrong with y'all?
What is wrong with y'all dropping a drone in here?
Like, send that man some commissary money and quit it.
Exactly. Get him some honey buns. Like,
I mean, golly.
I did watch the Deadpool killer, Wade Wilson documentary and everything. And they were talking about like how he, even from behind bars, he still manipulated the crap out of women. And
I have no doubt.
Oh my God, they sent him money. They would send him clothes for court, like Gucci shoes, and like he wanted to look sharp and all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. Like his commissary was so full he could get whatever he wanted.
It is
thousands of dollars.
It is like mind-boggling to think that there are so many women out there. I don't understand the thought process behind it. Like, why? Can someone tell me why? Anyone?
Well, it's the same thing with Ted Bundy. Like, he literally murdered and like sexually assaulted the corpses of his victims at like way after, and did all this to women and stuff. But then you have all these women that were just like falling over themselves. Richard Ramirez.
Yeah.
That sucker was not good looking, but like he had women fawning over him in prison.
literally like, check yourselves.
I think that's a
What's wrong with
psychological
y'all? Yeah.
thing that needs to be studied. Like why women or men, because there's women in there that,
Oh, yeah.
and men will write to them. What makes, is it just safety to you?
Like, what is it? Yeah. What is it that triggers you to
Right.
want to talk to these people?
Like you know that you'll never get to like physically
Like, I understand the trying
have
to
contact. Yeah.
understand why they did what they did, but like, why are you guys like love lettering these people and sending them like pictures of yourself?
And then like Wade Wilson, he literally would love bomb.
Yeah.
And he had like phone call after phone call after phone call. And he was telling all these women the same thing. If I get out, I'm gonna marry you, all this stuff. And he had them all wrapped around his finger.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Now he's in like more of a maximum security area on death row. And they were showing him like videos of him at the end, and he's like all that commissary money, like he's sitting there and ate, he's gotten like just let himself go, and his teeth have fallen out in the front and stuff like that. And I'm like, how many of those women you still got on the hook there?
Probably still got some, sadly. And I'm like, what the hell? I don't get it. So that is one unexplained thing that if you have an explanation for that, I would love to hear it. I'm all about learning.
Yeah. So, and let us know, like, do you think that this Supermax prison is inhumane, or do you think it's justice?
Yeah.
What's
your opinion?
Yeah. Way worse things happen in other countries, I think, as far as torture and their prisons and things like that. So would you rather be in something like that or be isolated with your own mind and your own thoughts and your own delusions?
Right.
Like, which one's worse? Pick one. And let us know.
Tell us.
Yes. And don't forget
to put a poll on Facebook.
Yeah, we
on
need
the
to
day
do
this
that.
One releases.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea.
That would be a good idea. And y'all go on there and let us know your opinion. And we'll put it on Instagram too. Instagram's good for polling.
Yeah. We'll do it.
We'll poll everywhere, and then we'll let you know what everybody thinks.
Yep. We'll talk about it before the next episode.
Yes.
Where I'm not singing the Never-Ending Story song inside my head. And then thinking about Stranger Things.
Yes.
Because of that, I was like over here going, turn around. I'm missing Stranger Things.
I know.
Shut your face. Just play it on repeat.
Look at that. You got a song from Pearl at the end. Yay. And if you're one of our listeners from another country, let us know if there's anything like that in your country, like how the prison systems are.
Yeah.
Because we'd love to hear about it.
I apologize for the assault on everyone's ears.
No, it's all good. I loved it. Look, we have headphones on. We can hear each other very crisply.
That could have been very unfortunate a moment ago.
Yes. But you know what is not unfortunate?
Our theme music.
Yes.
That was made by Patty Salzetta. It sounds amazing, unlike me.
Sorry, Patty. Yes, reach out to us. Send us an email.
At holdmysweetteapodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. And just, do all those things and send in your stories to Sweet Tea After Dark.
Yes. Same email.
Yep.
holdmysweetteapodcast@gmail.com.
Because, last week's story was awesome. I loved it.
Yes, it was great.
We may possibly have another one coming up. So hopefully so. Send yours in though. We'll group a couple together.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. Absolutely. But as always, Hold My Sweet Tea is a Drunken Bee production.
Bzz.
And you guys stay safe out there. Stay out of prison. And just because we're dipping doesn't mean you can't keep sipping. Bye.
Bye.